Okay, it's February 6th. We'll go ahead and get started on the Facilities and Transportation meeting. If we want to go ahead and get started, how about it, sir?
Sure. So the first thing on our agenda here is the high school projector screen. It's currently 20 years old, and 2 weeks ago we had a major issue.
All of them are 20?
No, just the one here at the high school.
Oh,
Which is in the auditorium you speak?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's our main one. So the motor on it actually stopped working. So I met with two vendors, and I got two quotes as of now. But I also spoke to the manufacturer today. Just put the motor instead of getting a whole new screen. But the screen is 20 years old and it does have some issues to it.
the screen or the projector? The screen's 20 years, so is that falling apart?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. So I have two quotes for roughly $7,000.
How big?
16 feet by 16 feet.
Wow. You sell, or we can maybe put a couple sheets together, you know what I mean? No, I'm kidding. Wow,
I'm
7,000.
doing some research though.
Is that with the motorized and everything else?
Yes,
So,
it's
yeah.
motorized, yes. The motor itself, from what I found, is roughly $500.
Right.
So the screen with the motor is $7,000.
So when do you? I mean, we're going to end up having to do it. So it's not one of the things that we get to choose. It just doesn't go up and down right now. Is that what's happening?
Correct. So we're manually doing it right now.
You're manually cranking up and down.
Amazon's are 2,000, but they're not over.
And how hard is it to crank it? Is it a good exercise thing? No. I'm kidding.
They're using a rope actually.
No kidding.
The motor itself, you said, was 500,
Yeah,
and then
The screen's
for
like
the screen and the motor,
7,000.
it's 7,000. So the screen is the
It's the
majority of the cost,
It's the screen, yeah, exactly.
which is 20 years old.
We wouldn't go not a motors. We wouldn't go motors anyway. I'm just being me. So it has to be. So what? Do you have an exact quote on it? Is that the lowest quote, 7,000 even, or
Our lowest quote was $6,975.
who do you want to go with? Is there a reason not to go with the lower? I mean, that's installed everything. That's labor,
That is installation and projector. I'm sorry, and screen.
screen and labor. Yep.
It's the same apples to apples. It's the same place. I mean, you can always go bigger. I wouldn't want to use it. I think it's fine. I think 16 is fine. Yeah. I mean, we don't need a real cinnamon.
Yeah, we don't. No.
Yeah.
I mean, it was spec for that, so.
And if we get a bigger screen, we might have to get a bigger projector.
Okay, thank
So,
you.
Yeah. The other question too is like TVs. The bigger they get, this no, they're getting coming way down in price. So sometimes it costs a lot more to get a small TV. So, and again, I know that's not the case. There's no technology that backs up.
So I still have some back and forth to go with the manufacturer about the motor itself, but $500 is where that cost is.
Do the screen itself is bad though? Is it falling
It is.
apart? It's torn.
It is.
So you don't need this for the next meeting, or do we want to wait till he's done and
We
then
can wait.
you can wait? Okay.
Yeah, nothing here, everything here that we discussed, I feel.
Okay.
So,
I don't know if there's a
are you
reason.
asking for the committee to make a recommendation to
Up
replace
to.
that and move it forward to the voting meeting?
That's correct.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, yeah. So we can do an up to, up to 69.75. Any objections from committee members?
Can you text me what you're looking for exactly? Or just tell me again, it's 16 by 16 motorized
Yeah,
screen?
I have all the specs, I can get them to you.
Give it to me, because I have a guy that I do a lot of work with at my old country club, and now at the current one, he does all our stuff. So I don't know if he, by chance. And they install all the stuff, they do all that, so they do a lot of commercial stuff. So I just thought it's worth at least
I
asking.
have the details on what we need.
Can you email it to me?
Yes, I can.
All right, thanks.
Do we want to do an up to vote then, Steve? That way we can get it to the voting committee?
I mean, I'm not listed on this.
Pardon?
I'm not listed on this.
Oh, you're not on the committee?
Not current.
Yeah,
But I am. I'm good with it.
Yep, I am. Anybody else on there?
Huh?
Are you on?
I'm not on this committee anymore.
Okay.
Oh,
you're listed.
what happened?
I don't know why I'm listed.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
told me
you're-
I wasn't.
Yeah, you're currently listed though, so.
If you're
You-
listed, we
you're-
need your vote.
We need you. Yeah, you can vote now. Welcome to the committee.
So, wait.
It's only February.
And if we don't get one, it's all your fault. No.
Do you remember I was an extracurricular all last year, and then I found out in my last meetings I was never part of extracurricular.
I was just wondering how often it gets used.
I'd say every day.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
so there is numerous classes in there, there's study halls in there.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, it gets used a lot.
Are we?
Okay. Yeah, then.
Actually, I will correct the committee names. They weren't changed on the agenda on board docs, but I pulled the document up. The folks on this committee is Kevin, Julia, Russ, and Steve.
You are on.
Julie is in the hallway.
He's chairing the committee, right?
Yes.
Steve, you chair the committee. I'll go this one this time, but
That's fine.
I can pass the baton. I like it. And Russ texted me and said he couldn't make it. He's in another
I got
meeting.
it.
So,
Thank you.
Just say no.
so
No, yeah. I'm fine with the
up to.
yeah, up to.
Yeah, if we save 500 or 1,000 somewhere else, that's great, but that way we can get it to the voting committee at least. You're not on the committee. You are?
I was on the committee.
All right.
I think I still am.
I'll go ahead and bring that forward then.
Wait, you're not the chairperson anymore?
No, he is not.
Okay.
It's all good. We're transitioning slowly. High school fire alarm upgrade?
I received phase one of the drawings and all the specs on the new panel. And I got a verbal quote, not an formal quote, of $200,000. So I contacted another vendor. On Friday, I did a walkthrough with the second vendor to evaluate what we have and the needs for a new fire panel. And he said that's roughly where we're going to be price-wise, but I will have another quote from another vendor.
That's a lot.
It is. So it's tying everything in to one system.
Well, we already have one system for everywhere else, right?
The system in the annex, so there's a panel here in the annex that doesn't work at all.
Right. This side doesn't work. Does that side work?
That's correct. The other side does work.
And does that side have a main box?
So that main box is discontinued, and when we purchased it, it was used.
Okay.
So I was going to recommend percent, if we're going to spend $200,000, why don't we get a brand new main fire panel, and we don't have to worry about it for the next 50 years.
My first knee jerk would be that one's not broken and it's working.
Well, the parts inside of it, a lot of them are actually discontinued. So if we were to have an issue on, say, the power supply, which I've been here 10 months now, we've already had to put a power supply in, and it was very difficult to find.
And that one compared to the age of this one, because this one was like from the beginning of time to the shelf life. And my only question is how much is two separate systems versus one big one, plus all the extra running of wires to get to it? That would be my only concern.
I believe two separate systems would probably be half the cost.
It would be half the cost because of all the wires you're running.
Correct.
So that's kind of where I'm heading. I'm heading down the pipe, that path that
It can be done.
well, again, I think we should at least explore it and find out, like, what is the, if we're going to do that, we should at least know that two separate ones are going to be half versus one large one, even though it's
Did you
convenient
get an update?
to have one large one.
Is that an update?
That's, if it's an extra $50,000, it's a lot of money.
Okay.
So our need right now is to fix this one. But also, if that one's really old, and getting one was less than 2, then that makes a lot of sense. Maybe it's time to do it. Can we get prices on for separating? Is that 200 for the whole shebang?
It was a verbal
I
quote.
I
For the
think you
whole
gave that
thing.
quote,
Yeah,
you
for
announced
everything,
that to us, right?
Does everybody agree with that, Steve?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we should at least look at it. I mean,
Was that a new system?
yeah, instead of like the verbal quote of 200 was on the whole, taking that one out, the one that's in there now, because it's old. And this one, I said, instead of like doing one here now and one down there, so I said, is 2 systems separate that much higher than one? He said, no, it's actually less because all the wires we haven't run. So it's like, let's get a quote on 2 systems. Why spend more money? Just to make it one, it's just convenient, I would think.
Oh, to make it one system, yeah.
But that's just convenience. I wouldn't spend, would you spend 50,000 to make it convenient? I wouldn't. I would just, what's the difference if it's 2 systems? I guess what I'm saying. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know enough about it. I just know that if,
I mean,
if we have a
I-
fire and the fire goes off, I mean, that's all we needed them to be alerted.
I think we should make it one, and this is why. If we had 2 separate systems, when that system stops working, let's say it stops working in the next 3 to 5 years, the costs are going to be way higher. So right now, if we can get everything on one loop together at an economical cost, I think it's worth it.
I'll go back to my original thing. If 2 boxes, if 2 boxes or less, and we bought 2 boxes today, 5 years from now that won't be higher. We've saved $50,000 and we just have 2 boxes. They both do the same thing. If there's a fire in that end of the building, that one calls out to the police, fire company. If one is this end, it calls out. As long as we have a working, functioning system is where I'm going. And again, I could be talked out of that. Just my opinion, I'm saying out there,
Don't we have to make sure the 2 boxes communicate with each other too?
Would the
Wouldn't that
ben-
make sense?
Yes, you have a main panels and 2 sub-panels.
like they do now? Like, so if this was working and it went off, it would at least go, it would still communicate down there and go off. It's how it's supposed to be set up.
That is correct.
I think we got to at least quote it.
Are these simplex ones?
Unfortunately, yes.
Oh, we have them at my work. We have separate panels for different parts of the building.
Uh-oh.
I have not had great customer service with Simplex. They have not shown up for multiple service calls.
Oh,
Who's that?
Simplex, they're the panels that we have.
Right.
They didn't show up for an appointment? Just one, or
Multiple.
was it just,
And this isn't something the consortium is involved with, is it? They have,
So the new panel is auto call, which is, it's not, the panel we have was top of the line probably 15 years ago.
right.
This auto call panel is actually not top of the line, it's a Buick. I mean,
Right.
it's super easy to use. I mean, I know how to, they showed me for 20 minutes how to do all the acknowledgements, how to use it. It's not super, it's just a basic of what we need. But I will get a price for that panel for just half of it.
Yeah, just, I mean, well, even just, again, why not have the person who's going to give you the quotes, give you a quote for all of it, not just verbal, and then give us quotes for different ones? Because to me, the big expense is dragging all that wire down there, the size of the wire. Every time you go an extra 50 feet, you increase the size of the wire. There's a whole lot of complexity that gets added. And my only benefit for me is it's one system versus 2, which I don't see a benefit in
I have another
that if they
benefit.
both call out when
This
there's a
huge
fire.
alarm system.
But I'm not against it either. I mean, if it's close and it's
I will.
easier
I will. I
and
just
it
sent him
makes
a
sense
text.
on
The other
one
guy
system, but
texted.
I just don't.
all right.
I'm thinking about the money, not
Yeah,
it's
They
if
handled
it's
our-
one iota unsafe for the
They
children,
handled
I'm
our-
against it,
our-
obviously. But
I'm sorry, our club
you know,
at
I
Cedar
think it's
Brook.
worth at least looking at.
And we upgraded
Awesome.
2 years ago.
Middle school,
So we have another HVAC issue. It's unit 404. It went down last week. And it definitely needs to be replaced. It will not kick back on. I do have a price for that. We do not have to decide on that right now.
so it's HVAC, so it's both heat and air conditioning. What does the WHSP stand for?
So that's your hot water.
Okay. So this HVAC also heats hot water?
That's the hot water goes through, and that's what heats
Okay, I got you.
Same one that's in here, it's the same one.
How much is that to replace?
It's the same price we paid for the last one, $16,400.
16,400.
Their prices are,
And right now, we have no heat in that section. Is there any danger of pipes freezing or anything like that?
no,
Okay,
we're fine, everything's insulated.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. That's a now thing, so. Steve, any objections, thoughts?
No, it's just a little quote, this is train,
Yeah, it's trained.
Yeah, I don't think we can get away from train.
No, I personally, they've been doing great.
Not that we would want to, I'm just saying, everything we have, all the controllers, everything's Tram. So.
Yes, correct.
Bucky, any thoughts? We'll
I'm fine.
bring it forward to the committee, okay, for a vote? Yep. 16-4,
That is correct.
roof updates.
So we had to lease the middle school, everything's fixed, good to go, I inspected it myself. And today I had a conference call with Trenco. That is the contractor that we have to do our roofs for all our buildings. And we took a look at our 5-year plan, what our needs are. The next step would be the high school, there's some EPTM rubber roofing here. And they're gonna give us some pricing. I strongly believe some of it's starting to crack. And it's 15 years old. So now you can buy an EPDM rubber roof that goes to 25. It's a 0.090. It's a thicker rubber, so it lasts longer. So we're going to work out some pricing for that, and that will be done, I would say, next summer. And then the middle school will be the following summer.
When you say the middle school and the high school, you're talking about the entire roof?
Yes. The middle school has some metal sections, so that would be pretty costly, I'm sure you know.
Say that one more time?
The middle school has, some of it's metal,
Right.
and that gets pretty expensive.
And none of this stuff is repairable, like they put stones and tar and stones down and get another 5 years out of them sometimes? I mean, it's
You can. So, yeah, absolutely, certain sections and valleys and certain areas of roof.
you have to replace those areas because they just break up.
And that's, so they just replaced the section above the auditorium in the middle school, and it leaked in, and then they had to go back out, and they did some recaulking, and a few more shingles and some nailing.
Okay. Is there specific spots, and just going to go back to the high school for a second for next summer, is there specific spots that they know, like, 30% of this thing's starting to crack, but it's not leaking, 40%'s cracking, the valleys need to be redone now?
So, the high school here is mostly rubber, it's EPDM rubber.
Right,
That's not like shingles.
right.
The patches on rubber, it's not like a car tire, really, they just don't work. In some situations, it actually makes things worse. So when EPDM rubber starts to crack and really, really go bad, your best bet is every 15 years to replace it.
Okay.
And it's hard to see when water gets underneath it, because there's rubber on the top. You have no idea what underneath that rubber looks like.
All right.
There's moisture and dampness.
Is that something we should schedule as an expense then for every 15 years? I mean, you would probably think if we're going to do that, if that's the plan, I mean,
I would say 25 years.
okay, but this one only went 15.
Yes.
And I go back to it again, I don't know, a rubber roof, they can't take the tar carts and put stone, tar and put stone on top of them. I mean, I've seen that done
So
before.
the rubber roof that's here now that we have issues with, somewhere down the road, it sounds like roughly 8 to 10 years ago, we did a whole new rubber roof on top of that rubber roof,
Oh, wow.
which is fine, but it's a lot of weight on the building. So you don't want to do it long term. You don't want to just keep stacking rubber on top of rubber on top of rubber.
Right.
Ultimately, what's underneath that main rubber roof, who knows?
Gotcha. Okay. But the middle schools,
Do we currently have any stone on top of the rubber that's on the roof now?
Yeah, we have the commercial rubber with the stone building,
With the
granules.
yeah, Yeah, I wasn't thinking a whole new rubber. I was just thinking they actually take tar and run over it and put more stone on top of it and it kind of reseats it. Sometimes.
Would
It
they
doesn't always work.
recommend the stone again on top of the rubber?
I would.
Because you start putting stone on top of it, then you end up having issues if you're up there walking around on it, you're cutting through rubbers.
Right.
It's our experience.
We'd have to get an engineer involved.
Yeah, no, I got you. The middle school's now fixed and ready to go, and so there'll be pricing coming. So we get to punt this one.
From now until,
Okay.
summer, so.
But again, when we get into like the maintenance, planning for maintenance, I mean, kind of like we did the football field. I mean, if we know that football field has to be replaced every 10 years, and we're not putting, let's say it's $1 million, and you're not putting 100,000 away every year, we're just kidding ourselves. You know what I mean? And so when you have expenses like that that are going to be repetitive, and whether it's 25, whatever the case might be, we can at least forecast that into an expense of some sort, because if it's not forecasted in, it looks like extra money sitting there and we're going to spend it for something else. And then when the spend actually comes, you know, you're running around like with your head cut off trying to find the money. And I would think that a roof for an entire high school is going to be pretty expensive.
Yes, he's already done a 5-year projected forecast, and we worked on that. He has updated it for this year.
Okay, but for the roof, okay.
The roof is included in there.
Okay,
so
good.
It goes in there, and everything that he did in that forecast, and it projects out for 5 years to make sure.
Perfect. Kind of give you got an idea what's happening. Gotcha. No, they're never cheap. But it's your building, and if it leaks, you're in real trouble. You know, it's way more damage. So. Fence update.
The fence at Monocacy was installed. It looks great. It has a couple of hiccups here. They will fix them in the summer. But it's doing what we thought it would do. It's keeping the students in the playground area only.
And which building was that?
Monocacy.
Monocacy.
Primary center.
So I guess the painted lines weren't working. No, I'm kidding. Eagle Scout project.
Yeah, so Mr. Tavish Ricard, he actually received full funding for help from the local Legion in town. We're going to help him pay for all the supplies and materials he needs to get rolling on this. And this Wednesday, I had a 1 o'clock meeting with him on the next steps on where we're going to start working on this at.
So this is fully funded by the Legion?
Yep.
Wow.
Legion is very, very good to all Eagle Scouts.
Pardon?
So the Legion has been very supportive of all Scouts.
That's awesome. And what is the project going to be?
So he's building 4 picnic tables
4?
for our state. That's correct.
Awesome. And playground equipment?
I met with 3 vendors to go over new playground equipment and some upgrading, so removing some equipment that's not necessarily age appropriate anymore. All details have been submitted to the principals, Principal Becker and Principal Melanie Hecker for review. And they're discussing those certain items that they're interested in with their staff. What else here? So basically what's happening is they're picking items that they would like, and I'm contacting vendors for pricing.
So it's like a book that says all this equipment's in there. This is what we think we want.
3 loads from 3 different vendors, and they'll let me know what they want, and we're going a lot of back and forth.
And this is probably a stupid question, but is there like state guidance on that? You know,
Yeah,
you know, you
so-
shouldn't have this, that, and the other, and you know.
There is. So swings can only be 6 feet from monkey bars. Monkey bars can only be 4 feet from
Gotcha.
sides.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of
So
rules.
I went out with the vendors and we all the measurements and pictures.
Any recommendations based on number of kids? Is that what they do?
I got something good for you. Myself and Principal Becker met with Alex Weaver. He's a 4th grader. Alex presented playground upgrade ideas for the intermediate center. Alex put together a 20-minute presentation.
That is great.
He audited fourth graders, kids that he knew, about what they wanted. He went out and he put together, he drew up a diagram on graph paper. He took all the measurements himself. He took me outside and he showed me exactly what he wants and where it wants. He looked up all the costs on everything and it came to roughly $7,000.
Wow.
And he was on the ball, he was super sharp, and it definitely made my day.
Wasn't there like a wheelchair or something?
Yes, so the first thing he recommended was a wheelchair swing. So students get hurt, they come outside, and there's not much they can do. The second thing he recommended was monkey bars. So at his school, there's actually a little yellow, I don't even know what you call it, kids don't play on it. It's this yellow octagon shaped thing. It's probably not really age appropriate for that, but so we discussed removing that, which is awesome because Mr. Becker and I were on fire with that and already had the conversation to get that removed. And he said we could put monkey bars there. Kids want to hang and do the monkey bars. His third recommendation was a gaga ball pit.
What?
So a gaga ball pit,
What is that?
it's the new thing now. My kids want me to build one in my backyard.
It's all full balls?
It's like dodgeball, but in a...
Oh, dodgeball. I got you. A pit.
octagon thing, yeah.
So it's an octagon, and all the wood is about 3 feet high, and you basically play dodgeball. So I actually reached out to a few other school districts, and I found one that has one. And it's actually in the same, it's in their intermediate center, and he told me how much the cost was, and the whole process, so I did start working on that. The pros and cons, because there are both to having something like that open to the public and someone gets hurt. So,
Right. It's a pit?
yeah, it's a bit, and it's pretty awesome.
We had an Eagle Scout just build one in Rustic
Maybe that's
for us.
This may sound really crazy. When we had a circle painted on the pavement.
it's 3 feet wood and an octagon.
Oh, okay. It's 3 feet.
It's
I got.
not much.
I got you. I'm kidding. I'm good. The little poor kids had to chase the ball. Can you imagine? No, I'm kidding.
Alex Weaver put together
I think the idea. It's named Alex Weaver.
how many balls we would need to last us for the full school year.
That's amazing.
The bolts, the screws, the hinges, every fine detail, and I can't wait to get to high school because I really hope I'm still here and I'm very excited.
That in itself is crazy. It really is. So the prints are provided to the principals to kind of give their stamp of approval, and then you'll bring it to the board.
That is correct.
That is absolutely very cool. That day when he comes, maybe Alex needs to show up, do a little presentation for us. What do you think? Well, I think it would be awesome. It really would. He'd have to feel good about that. I think he would, We can make a big deal of it.
He heard that there was an interest in upgrading the playground equipment. Just wanted himself to do this, and he ended up using it for the math project.
That is so good.
I do have one question.
Fourth
I'm
grade.
sorry, I'm not on the committee, but
I know.
at the primary center, they had one of their playground equipment was roped off the whole year because of too many kids. I don't know if they broke their arms on it or. But are
This
you?
was just as I started, but I believe suddenly a student got hurt and the equipment itself was actually broken.
Oh, it was broken. Oh, I thought it was because she broke her arm on it.
It's gone, we ripped it out, and something back.
So Alex did the IC,
Correct.
and somebody else did the PC, right? Okay. Or did he do both?
He just did the ice.
Okay, that's cool. I was like, wow, the kid went way above and beyond.
Once I have everything from the principals,
Did the high school build like a playhouse? My kids told me they're not allowed in it because there's bees nests or something.
Gotta be
There's
careful.
one on the kindergarten playground and there's one on the IC too. There's like a wooden house.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with
there
water.
are, but yeah, there's
Well, I was told they're not allowed to play in it.
Don't know.
I'll find out tomorrow.
That's the best news I heard all day. I mean, that's really neat.
With that yellow hexagon thing that everybody wants to touch.
Yeah, I think anytime you build some kind of wood, you're gonna have bees, but
like the one at the primary center was off limits the whole year.
Yeah, that's all.
It's not
No,
surprising.
the house, it's in the kindergarten playground. I don't know what it is.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
No, that's,
It's fine? Oh, okay, it was so different.
I'll go in for it. I fit in there.
I mean, it's super cute.
We get a little plaque made, the Alex Weaver Project. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, all right. Is there anything else?
We'll move on to transportation.
Yep.
We have Forest Transportation here, and they're going to show us our upgrade for our camera system, which is bus patrol. I'm going to introduce Layman Sue.
So while they turn on the projector,
It's called Bus Patrol, did you say?
Bus Patrol.
Say Bus Patrol again. Bus Patrol?
Correct. There you go. I'm Wayne Robinson, Price Transportation. So we finally got all of our updated technology together for you guys with the Bus Patrol camera system. They have a pretty nifty video that they put out for folks like us to share with the school districts for service. So we just want to show you that video, and then we can talk about some of the interesting technology that went with it and what all we can do. And that's all I have.
Well,
That was great. Thank you.
Get an email. We did get an email about the cameras. Somebody complaining a little bit over, there was only 116 deaths and all this stuff. And my thought is one's too many, and then two, I understand that maybe somebody's not in the car, they don't know who it is. I've gotten tickets driving through Virginia, but they're smaller because they can only see my tag. They can't prove it's me. I get the ticket, and it was me. I was driving. So at the end of the day, if it saves one child, I think it's way worth it.
Those trolls, because they didn't end their email with a name.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't think that was any.
I thought it was interesting the spin on it and say maybe they got a ticket. It's like
Well, I don't think they were our school district.
Bob, the first one was Bob.
So
Yeah.
his name was in there.
Yeah.
It was Tom.
Yep.
I'm not going to say his last name.
Yeah,
But I want you to Google it.
What?
they're not from this township.
No, it's fine.
Somebody were.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
again, at the end of the day, they're just trying to.
Minutes of fame.
Right.
The first one was Bob. Just Bob.
It,
Same guy.
yeah. Even all of them. You look at the stats. It's like they're
Yeah.
just not accurate.
I didn't
They're
take
just,
that seriously.
So okay, you want to print how many deaths there were, how many injuries were there? You start getting into some of those other stats that add on top of it. Plus,
Yeah,
if it slows only 20% of the people down, we're having a good day. But it slows probably more like 90% of them down, unless they're just stone cold crazy. How many
But it-
tickets do I get?
It wasn't anybody from our
Anyway.
district.
They thought his statistics were all wrong.
Yeah, it was odd. I was killing time while they were getting the video ready.
We ready?
Yep, we're ready.
Okay.
School buses are one of the safest modes of transportation there is. My name is Scott Labine, and I'm the Director of Safety and Compliance here at Price Transportation. One of the most dangerous points of our operation is loading and unloading students. Over 17 million times in North America, school bus drivers are passed illegally. Frequently, people just don't have the patience, don't want to be waiting for a bus, and they illegally pass the school buses. And children get hurt. The bus patrol process is automated. There's cameras on board the buses. We have cameras facing out the windshield of the bus. We have cameras inside the bus that monitor the students. And there's a camera system on the side of the bus that monitors traffic passing the school bus. As the driver approaches a stop, it's completely transparent for the driver. The driver pulls up to the stop as they normally would. They activate their 8-way lights. They stop to load the students. While the driver's loading students, the process is completely automated and it's watching traffic. When the system detects a passing violation, when a car goes by the bus, it records on video the car passing the bus. The array of cameras on the side of the bus records the license plate as the vehicle goes by. The system is cloud-based and cellular-based, where it transmits back to the Bus Patrol Operations Center the violation. Somebody at Bus Patrol reviews the violation and verifies that a violation did occur. They put together a package showing the violation and send that violation to the local police department for the district. They review the video, determine that a violation actually has occurred, and authorize bus patrol to issue the violation. They mail you a citation to the owner of the vehicle, and it's a $300 fine for passing a stop school bus. There is no cost involved in the system. The Senate citation is issued and a violation goes out to a driver. The revenue that comes back is split between bus patrol and the school district. So it costs the districts nothing, it costs us nothing to have the equipment installed in our vehicles, and it's a win-win for everybody involved. A lot of times when there's an accident, there's three sides to the story. There's our side, there's the other driver involved side, and there's the truth. And the cameras are going to record what the truth is. The entire bus patrol process is automated through the cameras, and the bus driver has to do nothing as part of the process. Our job is not to get students to and from school. Our job is to get students to and from school safely.
Can you run me home? After the meeting. It's getting old, Kevin. Of course.
So, real quick, so that was Scott Leibay. He's our Director of Safety for Price Transportation. I guess one of the neat things is we don't have to worry about sending bus drivers to court anymore to say, point the finger like the good old days, okay? When they issue citations, it's just like, I don't want anybody to actually raise their hand, but has anybody here ever gotten a citation for speeding through instructions of it? I haven't.
I have.
I'm disappointed. But it's the same principle, right?
Yep.
So we don't need to identify the driver. We don't need anything else. The cameras catch it. It's pretty fantastic. And when you look at you on Bus Patrol's website, I believe the information still. One thing they've got is they've actually tested the cameras. They'll have cars drive by at like 80 miles an hour and still picks up a real clear picture of the driver's license. It's great. So then they just issue the citation to the car owner, and so the bonus is somebody gets that immediate slap on the hand, whatever you want to call it, right? It's going to cost $150. The drawback is by not going to court, they're not issuing points on their driver's license. But the idea is to get that. I used to train dogs, right? So avoid the behavior, right? You get somebody to take it off enough, they'll eventually stop doing what they're doing and get something taken. So we're pretty excited about it. Sue is pulling up some of the. So this is the live view of one of our buses. So we got a driver outside right now. That's helping us out. So the 4 camera views up there in the left-hand corner. So that's inside the bus. We have 4 cameras inside the bus. And it helps, so like if we have an emergency, it's great for us. If the driver were to report something, we can pull it up, we can actually see whatever's happening on the bus at that time. It's pretty nice. Also, when we're going back, we have a report of, bus conduct report, misbehavior on the bus, whatever. We can pull it up and you can see, you got a pretty good view inside each one of the seats. Which is a little bit different than your traditional camera setups, which are usually front to back, right? So you see the backs of the kids' heads, which is great. If you're just trying to see who was maybe drawing or doing some vandalism in the seats or whatever. But this is pretty nice because with most of the kids, you're liable to get 2, possibly even 3 different camera views on the same kid from a slightly different angle. So it's a pretty nice addition to what we've got going on. So we have a connection there.
You might have missed it. Have there been tickets issued already?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
We're usually notified of it.
Okay.
So, no, but I will, don't quote me, although I'm listening. I don't think we've really had that many violations here. So, knock on wood, right? We've been pretty lucky. They happen. I know they've happened before the system was up and running. But if you're looking for this, right? If you go on, I don't know if you use Twitter, but certainly on Facebook, LinkedIn and you look up bus patrol, you see that we are one of many school districts in this region now that get this technology. It is, I think it's fantastic.
With communication and social media today,
Yep.
I'm sure it's out there that
And
we
the
have
fact
them.
that it gives you guys
And
a
if
little bit of cash, on the violation too.
it's not even about the cash for me. Honestly, it's
school
about,
district needs
it's
a little
about,
bit more,
it's
so.
about, no, it's really for me, it's about saving the kids.
No, I
It really
agree.
is. I mean, it's when an accident's not on purpose. And when they're flying by, they're not planning to hit a kid, but when it does, it's a mess. And so if it saves one kid, for me, I'm good.
He's got plenty of cash.
Yeah, no, it's not about that.
Now the interior cameras the principals all have access to answers like.
So anytime there's an incident, we write anything up or anything like that, yeah, we can pull video. There's a process to it, okay? We actually have to request a video from bus patrol, so they do all the storage, which on one hand is great, because I don't have to worry about it, okay? But on the other hand, it does take, it's not gonna be instantaneous. We're not walking out to the bus and, pulling a card or anything like that. So the request is made usually within 24 hours.
Oh, so if there's like a case of bullying on the bus, you have to go to bus
Yep.
control to get
Yep.
access.
So we pull it and we tell them, hey, at this time of the day, we need the video from this bus, and then they'll pull the angles. And then we can see everything, and then we can save it. And then forward that to the
Those are for audio too.
Yeah,
Inside the bus.
Wow, good.
pretty slick. I've worked with a couple different systems. I like it. Just for the interior when it comes to student discipline, I think it's a better system than what I've used in the past. The fact that you can catch the stop sign offenders is probably the greatest motion you get.
I agree. And if something ever does,
Again, I had to back out and try again to give me an error.
so if something ever does happen to a child and you have it on video, I mean, a picture says 1,000 words, man.
It does.
It's better than 100 witnesses. It really is.
Agreed.
So,
So we're pretty excited about it. So we're hoping that that the idea is you don't have to use it. It's there in case it's needed. So, that's
this meeting over 7.
Wayne, can I just ask, and I won't say anything about it, but like something happened today where a bus driver came in and like cut me off, like he came over a lane. Is that actually caught on camera too, or is that probably not?
Go.
No, we can pull video and see.
There is-
those angles.
I'm just saying in general, like if a bus driver does it,
Yes.
today was pretty stupid.
It's covered with exterior cameras, so.
Okay, that's good.
And
We got one out the front there too, so.
Good.
I
There's the rear version. The other ones weren't going, but that's the back cameras now.
Okay.
and I'm gonna have to be the buzzkills, my kids would say. We're done at 6:50, so there's another meeting right behind us.
Yep.
Did you need anything else?
No, we got enough.
Yeah, okay.
Give you anything for me?
Nope. Thank you for the presentation. I did talk to Jason earlier. I think things are really going well right now, and so it continues to improve as we
Every day better.
anticipated, and it's a good day. So thank you for what you do. Thank you. And I believe that will conclude. Is there anything else for the good of the meeting? That'll conclude our meeting today.